Coming up on First at 4, with money on the table, educators are looking to Frankfort to see if a proposed 11% pay raise will become a reality. And nearly 8 years after her legal troubles began, one former county clerk has learned how much a judge says she owes for denying marriage licenses to same-sex couples.
Plus, all eyes on the weekend as a messy forecast is on tap. Those details coming up as Mountain News First at 4 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, the legislative budget session began today. One of the many topics expected to be discussed is an 11% raise in teacher pay proposed by Governor Beshear. WYMT's Madison Carmouche spoke to some education officials about what this could mean.
Many Kentucky educators are on the edges of their seats as the legislative session begins. In Eastern Kentucky, officials say that this increase could help them to not only retain teachers, but to recruit the best and the brightest for their students. The chief financial officer with Perry County Schools, Jody Maggard, says that the increase would make it easier to get educators to come back to their home region of Eastern Kentucky.
Wanting to get the best and brightest, just like any other industry, workplace, they're trying to go out and search for, let's get the young people that we can, attract them to wherever it is that we want them to be for us.
Maggard adds that he doesn't blame educators for leaving the field or even the state of Kentucky, but he hopes this will be approved and that teacher pay will be increased. I will have more from other educational leaders in our region tonight at 6. But for now, in Perry County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
Madison, thank you. The proposed pay increase for teachers is just one of the top priorities for Governor Beshear. Others include universal pre-K and addressing the opioid epidemic. We'll have more on the first day of the legislative session in our next half hour. Officials in one Eastern Kentucky county are still hoping to build an airport in the area. Letcher County officials are working with state and federal organizations to plan on building that airport. It would be located near Double Quick and Family Dollar in Isom. There's currently not an airport in Letcher County. Pine Mountain Partnership Executive Director Jeffrey Justice says it's a process they've been working on a long time.
Letcher County Airport Board has been working toward getting an airport, a replacement for the Whitesburg Airport, for the last 20 years. The project started in February of 2004. So it was started whenever the current chairman, Randall Cottle, was a magistrate. He was passionate about aviation, and there was a group of concerned citizens.
Justice says the old Whitesburg Airport closed in the late 1980s. We'll have more on the latest hurdle that they have moved past tonight at 6.
Well, high pressure is the name of the game on this Tuesday. We are tracking plenty of blue sky and sunshine across the mountains. Here's a live look from Southwest Virginia at UVA Wise. A little bit cooler over in Wise County, 37 degrees. Most of us right now in the 40s at this hour, up to 45 in Manchester, also Harlan, 43 for Somerset, 42 for London, and 39 over in Jackson. So temperatures are still below average, but not as cool as your Monday. Up on the radar, we are dry as high pressure is once again the big story on this Tuesday, parked over the deep south. So as this sits here, some more dry weather is on the way as we go into this evening, also tonight, and more mainly dry weather is on tap on Wednesday. But your forecast into this evening, those temperatures are once again chilly once the sun sets, back in the middle to lower 30s and some upper 20s as you wake up on Wednesday as well. And again, most of us are dry for Wednesday. A small chance of a passing sprinkle or snow flurry by late Wednesday and Thursday. Another break by Friday before some more rain chances by this weekend as a busy forecast is on the way. Possibly some wintry mix as well as we go into this weekend system. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. The legal battle for former Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis has come to a possible end. A federal judge ruled Davis owes $260,000 in attorney's fees and expenses in addition to the $100,000 in damages she already owes two men she refused marriage licenses back in 2015. This was reportedly the last unresolved issue after an 8-year legal battle. However, Davis's attorneys have vowed to get the case in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. The names of people associated with late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein could be unsealed as early as today. As CBS's Nancy Chen reports, some powerful people could be named in court documents.
Nearly 4.5 years after Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in a New York federal prison, names of Epstein's associates, employees, and alleged victims are expected to be unsealed in court documents related to a 2015 settled civil suit involving Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence for helping Epstein groom and sexually abuse underage girls. Maxwell and Epstein have been accused of running a sex trafficking operation. In 2020, alleged Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre told Gayle King she believed Maxwell likely had incriminating information on high-profile people.
People like who? People well-known names?
Very well-known names. The government officials, the politicians, the royalty.
Giuffre accused Epstein and Maxwell of sex trafficking her to Britain's Prince Andrew when she was 17. He denied her allegations, and they settled out of court in 2022. Former President Bill Clinton, who has never been accused of any wrongdoing connected to Epstein, could also be named in the unsealed documents. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman says this is believed to be the final document dump related to Epstein.
I think it's highly significant for documents to be unsealed so that the complete story of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell can be made public. We need to know, as members of the public who have an interest in keeping women and young girls, children, safe from predators.
We reached out to a representative for former President Clinton who pointed us to a statement from 2019 that said he knows nothing about Epstein's crimes. The judge in this case did allow anyone who did not want to be named to come forward and petition the court to keep their name a secret. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Today, a federal appeals court rejected Michael Cohen's attempt to revive his lawsuit against former President Donald Trump. Cohen accused Trump of retaliating against him for promoting a book critical of the former president. He says officials violated his constitutional rights when he was sent back to prison after criticizing Trump. The appeals court ruling explains Supreme Court precedent prevents him from pursuing damages for his claims. Embattled Harvard President Claudine Gay announced today she is stepping down. Recent controversy surrounding Gay includes an ongoing plagiarism scandal and her responses during a House hearing during which she was criticized for a lack of direct answer about policies and procedures to combat bullying and harassment of Jewish students. Harvard announced its provost, Alan Garber, will serve as interim president until it finds a new president. Coming up on First at 4, with 2024 being a presidential election year, some folks are asking what role artificial intelligence could be playing in spreading false information ahead of voting.
And high pressure controls the forecast for now, but changes are on the way by this weekend. Those details after this break.